You're ready to get pre-approved. What's the next step? What do you need from somebody that is getting ready to start looking for houses?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to the credit, income, and assets, right? There's certain documentation that I'm going to need, and it's going to depend on your individual situation, right? If I pull credit and there's some question marks on there, I may need documentation around that. Income related, there's kind of the rule of twos for income and assets. 2 pay stubs, 2 W-2s, 2 years tax returns, 2 months of bank statements. That'll usually cover it. But if you're a commission-based employee versus, let's say, a salary-based employee, I may need different documentation, like a 2-year history of your commission versus just 30 days of pay stubs and knowing what your salary amount is. And then assets, it kind of depends where the down payment and closing costs are coming from. If it's coming straight from your bank account, I just need 2 months of your bank statements. If one of your relatives is feeling very generous and they're gifting you some money, then we need a gift letter.
So I get a lot of people that ask me, how long is a pre-approval good for? What does that timeline look like?
Yeah, so really all the income and asset documentation expires after 30 days. The credit report is good for 120 days, so about 4 months.
You've got these 2 different types of income, right? You've got the W-2 employee that is paid a certain amount every single month, and then you have the 1099 contractor that their income might go up and down. How do you calculate or find an average of the 1099 contractor's income?
Yeah, so the salary employee, we can take that really at face value, right? If I started a new job as a salaried employee, let's say that I've been there 30 days, I can use that gross monthly income off the salaried employee. Let's say you started a new business and you're 1099 or self-employed or one of those variations. I need a 2-year average. So I need a 2-year history with the tax returns to average your income. I can't just qualify you on a 30-day history. We actually need 2 years for anyone that's self-employed or 1099.
A lot of the times when you don't know the process of purchasing a home, you can sometimes get the cart ahead of the horse, if you will, and not have the pre-approval ready to go before you start looking at homes. So Dylan, why is it so important in today's market to have that pre-approval ready before you go in and look at homes in a seller's market, really?
Yeah, so I understand I'm not really the fun part of the equation, right? You're showing people their dream homes and they're loving that, but it is really important to understand your finances, right? There's the mortgage side, what I can qualify you for, and then there's also some personal budgeting that we want to make sure the client's okay with that monthly payment. If you're showing them their dream home, we want to make sure that's within their personal budget. So really that pre-approval is not only me making sure that they can qualify on the bank side for X amount a month, but we want to make sure that they're comfortable with that payment, because sometimes I have clients that are a little bit surprised, like that monthly payment's a little high, or actually that payment's great, it's a lot lower than we thought.
And of course, in today's health environment, sellers are even requiring a pre-approval letter prior to showing the house to ensure that less people come through that are not serious about purchasing their home. So it really comes down to just being prepared. Have your documentation ready. And I know it seems like a lot of paperwork up front, but at the end of the day, at least they're not taking a blood sample or hair follicle test. So bring your documentation, be ready, submit it on time, and let's get out there and start looking for homes.